Okie dokie. Alrighty, so welcome back. Today, what do we have in store for today? A lot of talking, probably. Uh, Last time there was also talking because y'all had begun discussing the fallout. Not necessarily the fallout, but like the aftermath of your battle with Ragahdi and his crew members. Oh shit, why is Ben calling me right now? Give me one sec.
What happened to my Session 23? What happened? One sec. Maybe I just didn't move it. This is the, because it's on an external hard drive. Maybe I just didn't move it from my own files. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, because we almost set up OBS last time.
Yeah, we did.
But we were running low on time, so we didn't.
Videos. Okay, yeah, I have it. I just hadn't moved it over. Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
I mean, not really. We didn't do a lot last session, but actually,
there was a lot of important moments that happened that session. There's also I can see we have a fuck up recording that day as well, but yep, it was only 2.5 hours. Okay, we're good. We're good, everyone. False alarm. Man, I really need to stop jinxing stuff. I was like, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues with recordings yet. Alright, what time is it? 5:50, okay. You can go now.
Alright, so last time we had a lot of talking about the aftermath of the battle with Ragahdi and his crew members. There were some important conversations that happened that day, like, Lesbians 101, and, what else was there?
Someone's trying to frame the one.
Someone was trying to frame. Oh yeah, Eobon, right? Trying to frame Eobon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we know.
Yeah, someone. Eobon was thrown under the bus, so to speak. And there was also a thing about a dagger.
Yes.
A dagger?
There was some fuckery with the oh my god, crooked. What are their names? I'm sorry.
The Red Hook. Wait, not the Red Hook.
Is it Crooked Red Hooks?
Or
is it Broken Red Hooks?
Yeah.
I think it's Crooked, right?
Yeah.
I remember things. Anyway, yeah, it was the Crooked Red. So Crooked Red Hooks, they had, if I remember correctly, they had gotten hired by their quote-unquote unknown benefactor to deliver a specific object, or I guess dagger, to the nearby the town, so it could get picked up and used for something, but we don't know what that something is yet. At least that's what I have in my notes.
And Eobon, yes, Eobon had confessed to some shady things that had happened that night, which I believe has led to some conclusions.
Indeed it
and
has.
Yeah.
Never trust
I'm sorry, I don't know what that was. Yeah, that's about all I got. You all had gotten a lot of other treasure too that you can use to sell, and you're bringing back 2 poison barrels for examination. Speaking of which, I think you'd have to hire the guild and pay them to cart back the barrels and some of the other supplies.
Before we do that,
how
heavy are How heavy are these barrels?
Oh, they're pretty damn heavy.
Yeah.
They are pretty damn heavy.
Could we carry one?
Let me make sure.
I mean, if we're hiring the guild, there'd be no point. But like,
well, that's the thing. Did we decide if we were gonna have the guild come here or if we were gonna have the guard come here?
I feel like we were thinking that the guards should not be involved yet.
Yeah. I don't
Don't
know.
trust.
I mean, yeah, we definitely can't trust them, but is it? Well, no, I guess this is a guild technically quest, so
Yeah, we found the source of the thing that the guild mission wanted to do.
I'm just trying to think about suspicions, you know. I want to keep things lowbrow. Okay. So, are we contacting them as we're traveling back?
Oh, I
Probably.
think that. Did you already call them?
I know we called Fari, but I
see.
don't know if what we told her. Like, we just updated her and, like, we found the source of the problem. I think it was basically, we found the source of the problem, we need to talk right now, type thing. But we can't talk over...
Yeah, not over phone.
So we were like...
You can call her back.
Okay, I guess there's no reason why we shouldn't, right? To get everything squared. Because the other thing is, I don't know if we just... I have in my notes here, but I don't actually know if we decided this. Were we going to call her and tell her to meet us at the Fluffy Bar? Or were we going to tell her when we got there, hey, we're all going to the Fluffy Bar to talk?
I think you were gonna tell her when you got there.
Okay,
I don't think you told her that.
I wasn't sure, because I know we didn't... I don't think we specified, but wanted to make sure everybody else... Like, if somebody else remembered, so, okay. But we are calling and telling her about this now, right?
About the barrels?
Yeah. Is that what we're doing?
Okay.
I'm asking. I'm not telling. I'm asking. I'm waiting for somebody to say something.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm not strong enough to hold these barrels on my own, or like me and homie, then I guess we'll have to call them if we want to.
Can we use our brain?
I mean,
our brain?
What do you want to do?
Like, can we make a wagon?
I mean, if there's a wagon around, is there a wagon around?
How did they get the barrels onto the ship?
Probably. They have a lot of manpower.
They do. They did. Well, we kind of got rid of a lot of it.
Oh, do we have a dragon? Where's the dragon?
I don't think she can transform.
No, I already used my transformation for the day.
Yep.
Is that not? I don't know exactly how dragons work.
I think it's
not little dragons, I guess.
Aw. She's still a big dragon in her heart.
Yeah, I'm a small baby. So I will say, if you want to attempt to carry the barrels back, you can make rolls for me, but it's gonna be like high roll fitness rolls.
Okay, what about like one barrel? I don't think we need all of the barrels.
No, one each. Or like
you think you can get one? I'm just thinking like one because I don't know if you're gonna be able to carry it. But
I'm confident in my fitness.
All right. You know, look,
Look, if we can't, it's not like, knock on wood, we can't just call Fari and have her get us anyways. I'm sure that it'll work out. It'll be fine.
Well, if we don't, well, if this stuff like falls and breaks, it's not. As
hey,
long as you don't
I knocked on wood, so no one would say that. Why would you say that?
How much?
I wouldn't make them break. I would just have you get exhaustion if you roll low. So what I'm gonna start you out with is you're gonna start with lower rolls to begin with, and the longer the journey goes on, I'm gonna make you roll for higher.
Wait, hold on. Here's a real question. How far, like on average, how far are we from Qual'd? Because like,
that's a good.
I guess there's a difference between carrying this for an hour and like for 4 hours. Like,
so we're near the strait, right? We're like on a cove near the strait, or a river.
You are on a cove.
You can move
over
Starship
by
if you want, where you think.
Well, if we put them on boats and we boat it back.
Well, we can't take
tribal lands.
It's a very notorious pirate boat.
No, but don't they have smaller boats?
We're near the tribal lands, so we've got to be pretty far west then. If we're near the tribal lands, like I don't think we're in it.
Yeah, you're near the tribal lands.
Yeah, we're far west.
So you would
on this map.
You would probably be over here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a minute, guys. It's gonna be a minute before we get back. God. Yeah. I don't think the mileage is correct here. But like, hex distance wise, I know this is zoomed in hex, so it's not like the full maps at hex, but that's a lot.
I think it's too long.
It's what time is it?
It's
It's
gonna
late,
be
right?
tough to carry that back. It's late.
Yeah. What, we could just have them wagon it back.
But that costs money. And we're trying to make.
How much are we getting paid for this quest? Do we know? I don't remember what we know.
I
2,000.
don't know.
It's not that much money.
How much is not that much?
How much is not that much?
150.
It's not that much. For hauling everything, like, you know, wagon.
Yeah.
It's not that much. Sasha
Can we
is going
take
to
more than
say
2
it is
barrels
not that much.
if we pay 150? Can I take a 3rd barrel?
I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm cool with that.
Well,
I'm willing to.
if we're paying them, well, how many
Okay, but
barrels
all
are
right.
there?
Outside of paying, which Marliana hates already, we sent that pirate all on her own, and if she dies, it's on me. Is how I'm thinking. So we should probably just do this quicker.
Yeah,
'Cause-
we're arguing. Sasha will say we're sitting here bickering about how to take the stuff back when Marliana, your pirate friend, could be in trouble.
I'll make up the money somehow. I'll go.
It's
Mine
only
for ore.
150 gold out of the 2,000 we get paid. That's before
Only.
selling all the other things we got today, and whatever price we get. What was the thing? It was like 1,000 or 1,500. You said, Lily, for Ragahdi.
Yeah, it was
have a bounty.
1,500, I think.
Yeah, 1,500. So it's a before even selling anything. Like that's 3,500 right now. It's
If we're ever
Alright.
short on gold for whatever, I'm gonna bring up this moment.
Yeah, fair. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that, but
if we are ever that short on gold after all the things we do, it will be very short. Welcome.
well, how about you call up Fari then and have her pick us up?
Alright. I will, I guess, dial in her transceiver device number.
Yep.
I'm gonna go find another
She
barrel.
will pick up and say hello. You just called me. Is everything alright?
Yes, we're just wanting, we're just going to need a pickup of sorts for the supplies and such that are here. As well as with the
Very well.
usual guild sweep of the area. Oh, and
Understood.
can you make sure that it is only the guild that is actually actively involved with this matter, and not the Lapsus God?
Alright.
If there's, we'll just say, if there's any issue with that, we have we'll say she kind of looks over at Eobon. We'll say we have a little bit of a authentication to do this. We'll explain later. Don't worry.
There shouldn't be a problem with only guild personnel handling it. That's usually how it's done anyway.
Mm-hmm. For now. We'll explain.
Alright.
We'll see you when we get
Can
there.
you give me your location?
Oh, as best as she can in reference to the outpost, yes.
We need a
Sorry, we'll
fair-
note your location.
What's
What if we make
Actually, I mean, not that we don't, but maybe that wouldn't be the best option here.
Flare gun? Oh, you mean in this place right now? No, but like, you know, walk out the cave and do it, sure. Go, cave, go. What was that, sorry? Yes.
No, you're fine. She will note your location and ask, is there anything else? If not, we'll dispatch a, cart as quickly as possible.
Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Yeah. Such a
Do we get chains for Ragahdi?
Can we get chains? Did you say change?
Do
Oh, chains!
Chains.
I
Yeah.
don't think Ragahdi's going to be doing anything with all of us left.
What's the limit of our request? Can we ask for anything?
Limit as in, what do you mean?
Can I get a hot meal? Like, is
I'm
this
sure
like, is this like an Uber?
Us. certain amount, depending on what we need.
But that's more money. I'll just cook when we get
We
home.
can just wait till we get back to the fluffy bar.
I'm gonna look around for rations. Everywhere. Hey,
It doesn't sound like
Gathor is going to remind you that there is a charred body from the moonbeam just waiting there for you
I don't eat bodies.
if you're hungry.
I'm not a human eater.
I'm just muffling the stoner now, or the transceiver device, as far as I hear in this conversation.
Fari's going to say, well, I'll hang up now. So, good luck.
Yes, well, we'll see you when we get back.
Yes. Goodbye. And she will hang up.
that starts to look back. Gathoa, we talked about this.
Gathor is already looking over the body, just like salivating a little bit.
No, that one's too important to eat right now. Do not.
Wait, but she can't transform into a dragon, so do you just eat it like normal, like human? Can you fit it? Do you just like chew on a leg for a while?
She looks over at you and she says, I've never actually done it in this form. I just like the smell. It smells nice.
For science! For science!
Sasha is going to walk over to Gathor and try to gently guide her away from the smoldering remains of this person. In case
I would like to oppose his action and actually encourage and guide her to the sweet smell of charred body.
What are you doing?
Science.
This is not the time to be experimenting. Remember, Gathor.
I mean, we're waiting, are we?
No, we're leaving.
Cab?
We need to head back to town now.
What's a body? What? Yeah. I mean,
Last thing we need.
I'll carry it.
We don't need the charred corpse of Stephen.
It's a snack. If I can't eat, why deny her meat? I'm fine with waiting, but she has her meal right here, and it's high and ready.
She like goes a little bit like floppy and just goes and just like kind of flops around a little bit in exasperation, so to speak.
Look at that. You're gonna
And
deny
just goes
that. Look at that. So adorable. Read it. Yeah.
We've already had 2 accidental eatings on this mission. We do not need
This
to
is
add a third.
accidental.
We do not need to add a third eating on this mission.
You sure are a stickler for people and their meals, huh?
Yes, I am. Frankly, I don't care if she's eating them. The problem is that others, well, that's the issue.
Hey, did we check his body?
Doesn't matter.
I think we did, didn't we, last?
It's burnt. Everything is burnt.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You checked his body.
We got what we needed if there was anything on him to get.
Yep.
Not like we're sending her to eat agony.
We are not sending her to do anything. You are trying to do that, homie.
Yeah.
Let's just go. We're wasting time.
Homie,
Alright.
we'll remember this.
Homie can remember all he'd liked. Mother is saying it's time to go.
You know, I feel like Gathor would hear you say that and go, "Mommy?"
Oh no.
I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how to respond to that.
We see Starship blush for the first time.
Actually, though, Starship just gonna blush and walk away.
Gathor like flops a little bit back when you let go of her, and then she goes back up to standing, and then just looks at her hand, and then puts her hand in her mouth and just kind of starts like, oh, and just continues to like walk off in a random direction.
Hopefully that random direction is also in the same direction as the exit. Cause
Yeah,
that's where we're all...
where Tarzan's going.
The cart eventually comes over. It is quite late at night. Everybody from the guild, and guild only, might I add, helps you load objects into the cart. And some of them, if you have Ragahdi out in the open, conscious, some of them will look at him and just like whisper to each other and be like, "Who is that? Is that him? The Ragahdi the Red? Wow. I would never expect him to be apprehended. I'm surprised they caught him." And they'll also see someone who they don't recognize, who is Ivan, but he's currently disguised as Brian. And probably one of the guild people will walk up and say, "Oh yes, hello Brian. It's good to see you. You're out quite late. What? I thought you did reporting work in the field." Eobon will just say, "Oh, you know, gotta get more stories. Can't get all the good stuff without being right there in the thick of it, you know?" And the guild member is just gonna go, "Yes."
Red.
In the field where all the good stories are.
And I think they just tell you to get in, and they'll take you back.
I'm gonna make sure to sit next to Red, just in case he tries any funny business.
That's probably a smart idea. You and Homie probably should, because Homie can grapple really well, right? Yeah.
Oh. I'm in the mood for it
Well, you better be. Is it just one giant wagon, or is it like one wagon for like, I guess, I don't know, like the people that were coming to help, and then the obviously the carry stuff, and then another wagon?
It's one giant wagon.
Alright.
I imagine that Gathor will sit next to Magellan and just absentmindedly continue gnawing on her hand.
You know, I actually prefer this over the usual.
Do you say that out loud?
With a hand in your mouth.
You know what? Yeah, I say that out loud.
She looks over at you, makes eye contact, takes her hand out of her mouth, and then looks at you, and then sniffs in your direction, and then says, "No," and then continues to put her her own hand back in her mouth.
Damn, she said you don't smell good enough to eat. I guess that's good? Question mark?
Yeah.
It's not good. No, have you seen her standard for food? That is an insult if I ever heard one.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's called me fucking bottom feeder food.
Yeah, that's never mind. I thought it might be a positive thing, but no.
Yeah, she's like.
I couldn't let him live with that illusion. No, He was clearly insulted.
I mean, if she gets peckish, that's all I got.
Hey, at least you know that you're safe from her appetite.
That's
That's a
fair.
silver lining, right?
Yeah.
Oh, homie, do you want to check out the area, make sure no one's tailing us?
Like,
Oh,
let me sit down.
I mean, yeah, we could do that. But who'd be foolish enough to do
You never know. Oh, sorry. You never know.
it? Let's go out the back, and then what is that? No, inspection,
Awareness.
Awareness.
awareness. I'm awareness.
Awareness. I want to see the chat.
What?
Wow.
That's not the worst. Are we in your favorite thing?
Yes.
Are we in the air?
I thought your favorite thing was force. Your favorite turns.
Yeah, it is. I thought we were in the air.
We're in a
For
wagon.
Wagon to be in the air.
Never
I mean, you're not wrong, but that is not their traditional,
Yeah, they
way of transportation.
probably would have said airship if that was the thing.
A hover wagon, the lowest of high tech.
You do not see anything of particular interest until you spot some colorful birds in the area and just start counting the amount of birds that you see and what colors they are. And you think that you can develop a game about which color birds you find, and then you pinch someone if you find like a red one.
So, if I find red bird, got it. Do I see any red birds currently?
You don't. You're keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Is there anything anybody else wants to talk about while they're in the wagon?
Actually, I think I do. Starsha, I noticed you were a much better swimmer than I would have expected.
Oh, I said before that I swim up in the rivers and the mountains.
Sure, but it also looked like you were swimming on land or on the ship. How exactly does that work? Now I'm minding that. What's up with that?
Well, it's. I actually think this is maybe the first time Starsha looks slightly flustered, I guess. It's just kind of like, well, it's. I can slide on surfaces.
Clearly.
Does that mean? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Does that mean that when you're walking, that if you don't have shoes on, your feet are slippery? Wait, do you wear shoes?
I don't think she does.
Starsha wears shoes. I don't think Starsha wears shoes.
She just wears thick socks that look like thick socks with holes on each side.
Yeah, she has the what is it? Like the sleeves is what she wears. So her like paws stick out in the front.
Oh. Liliana, you also don't wear shoes. Are you both just, you know, raw dogging it out in the open?
You got it a little bit with that. Real quick.
Just gonna ask,
My DC for a second.
It's fine. Well, I guess let's hear what she actually has to say.
The last thing I heard was raw dogging it, and that's all I heard.
That's what Lily said. Thor
Yep.
might not say those
Oh,
exact
okay.
words.
I was like, what was that for? That's when I cut out.
I'm sorry, who were we raw dogging?
Our feet.
Yeah, feet, I guess. Anyway, you were saying, sorry.
I was gonna ask, you're just not wearing shoes at all, ever?
No, I don't need shoes. I have sleeves. Is that...
The Thor
Don't
will.
wait for an answer.
She said what now?
Marliana just kind of twiddles her fingers and looks away.
The Thor leans forward when you offer out your foot, and she sniffs the air again.
You
And she
smell
kind of wrinkles her
foot?
nose a little
Is that what I
bit.
just heard you say?
Yeah, she wrinkles her nose a little bit, and she goes, mm, and then continues munching on her hand and looks away.
Does it smell like fish?
She says, no, not like that, and then puts her hand back in her mouth.
We need to get this girl some food.
So she's like, it's not like I don't wash my feet.
Yeah, for
I need to invest in shoes.
Why would I need to wear shoes?
I
you
don't
step on a
know.
hard rock.
My feet are kind of
Exactly.
soft and it's fine.
You should definitely go. You should definitely go get that checked out.
It's fine. Marliana doesn't walk with socks on. You could technically say that's less protection than even I'm. I'm sure her feet are fine.
Tough as can be.
Debatable. Yeah. All right.
Thor is going to ask, well, if you don't wear shoes, how do you slide on your tummy? Do you lick it all and then get saliva all over it and then do it?
She didn't know. It's like sweat, I guess you could say.
You guys sweaty feet.
Sure, we'll go with
How does one acquire the ability to sweat that profusely?
that. It's a careful tale, yes.
What is a Galeful Tale?
Good
Like, I
question.
know you're not a Kitsune. I mean, clearly you and Homie are different, but I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I'm not actually sure myself. I know Gara has a lot of different tales, but it's probably one of the few places that does have them. And even that's pretty sparse. I actually don't know.
So you're a rare species.
What I
I
understand.
hope that wasn't offending.
Not
I'm
really.
sure.
I didn't exactly know what I was for a while as well. I knew I
There's
was
all your
said
sweat
like a
like that.
kitsune. Not exactly, but I also knew I wasn't exactly what was that that homie said? I didn't hear.
There's does that mean all your sweat is like slimy?
It dries quickly. If I need
But
it.
I mean, I'm talking about like everywhere. So like,
Yes, it's what. Yes. From what I've been able to, I guess, figure out from trial and error, it's. She kind of like. This is a little bit of like a grumble. It's kind of like mucus.
he
Well, there's nothing to be ashamed of. That's just how you are, right?
It's a bit odd, I will admit. Especially the first
I
time
have
I did
nothing
it
but
without realizing.
I have nothing but dirty thoughts on my brain.
You should keep those thoughts to yourself unless you'd like to not have thoughts anymore.
Well, it seems like a useful utility.
The
Yes,
Thor is going
it's-
to lean forward
Happens once.
and ask, do you have races?
Is he
What?
asking this?
Race? Are you racist?
Wait, who asked this? I'm sorry.
Like
Gathor.
racing.
Oh, she has. Do we have races? In Gara in general? I mean, I guess so.
No, for tummy sliding.
Oh.
Like a pig.
Like, I have not seen a tummy exciting greatness before.
You should make one.
No, I should.
Yes.
How is it not an Olympic sport at this point?
I don't know. I was in the mountains for most of my life, alright? I didn't exactly interact with people outside of the required times.
Okay, I have a question for you then. Say you fall out of an airplane, right? And you aim for a mountaintop, the peak of it, and you aim at it going down. Can you survive the fall by using your mucus sweat sliding down the mountain?
Probably not. I would probably still take any damage I was gonna take when I fell.
But you're going at an angle, it's the plane.
I have not attempted, nor do I want to, for science, as you would say.
Tell me, falling doesn't work like that.
What do you mean? If you fall but land at an angle and slide with that angle, the momentum kill still carries.
The Thor just shakes her head.
I would have to fall at a perfect angle for that to even be anywhere near possible, and even if I did, I would still take damage from the force of falling. I guess the force is acting on the fall.
Well, hey, if
The
ever
Thor-
you're in that situation, you should find out. Couldn't hurt, right? You're falling either way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Falling can cause serious injuries.
It can.
I've seen many creatures fall from the sky and many objects as well. It's not a good way to perish.
I'd imagine
Speaking
not.
of creatures, that red bird.
What about a bird?
She said creatures, so my mind went back to how I'm looking for red birds.
Why are you looking
Yep.
for red birds?
Oh, there is a red bird?
I'm asking why you're looking for them, not that there is one.
If you see a red bird, you can pinch something.
She doesn't say anything. Just turns and looks away. Anyways.
I gotta roll an awareness for a bird now.
Which is,
That's what
a
I'm
red
saying.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
no.
not bad, actually.
You are looking around.
A lot better.
Oh, You don't see any threats, Marliana. Everything seems to be pretty peaceful. The forest is as you would expect the forest to be at this time of night, as far as activity goes. While while it is actually really dark,
Oh, right, I can't really see well in the dark. I kind of.
yeah,
Right.
there is a red bird that streaks past your face really
Ooh.
quickly.
Pinch. Who's the closest person? I'm not pinching Red, so homie is probably the next closest person to me. I'm getting him.
But when I'm pitching first, I said faster.
Hey,
I think.
agile hands. Then I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the first point.
Agile hands.
I don't have a great agile hands, but you know it is what it is.
He uses what agility, right? Well, no, never mind.
I'm not a fast fish. Whew.
That's not bad.
Damn.
Hey, yes.
Damn, someone was really close to a 1.
That was me.
Okay.
Probably should have been a 1, but we don't get to talk about it.
Hey, look, it's the number on the board says something different, so you're safe for now.
Right, so homie, you do see the red bird streak past, but as you do, Marliana pinches you first.
Red bird.
So, but then, homie, you see 2 other red birds in the area that are farther away, and you don't think Marliana can see them. But Marliana has pinched you.
I pinched Mariana 1 and then the Thor with the second bird. And I point out the 2 birds.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well, oh right. I guess if I see it, you don't see it. How does that? Well, I see it. It's not my fault. You can't see.
You could just lie, honestly, at this point.
As you retract your hand, Gathor attempts to catch your wrist with her hands, and then put your hand in her mouth. But she misses your wrist, and just looks like she's grabbing at nothing, and then she goes back to eating her own hands.
So don't.
Hey, have some fun too.
I'm not necessarily against the pinching thing. I'm more worried about the chewing on her hands.
Well, she's got scales. I'm sure she won't bite it off. I'm gonna look at Gathor's hand now,
Yeah,
because I don't know. She probably could.
When you say that, like.
You can take her hand out of her mouth by grabbing her wrist and then looking at it. It is a little red, but it's just also covered in saliva.
Ew.
Other than that, it looks
Now,
fine.
we switch hands, Gathor. Give this one a break.
She obliges.
Are you offering your hand to her?
No. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on how she takes that statement, but
Start saying that, by the way. I'm Iron Man.
no, no. That's it. That's all you
Gathor will just continue to eat her own hand and glance at yours, but then make no move to actually do anything about it.
I'm not putting my hand in her mouth. I think that's if she was to do it on her own, maybe I wouldn't necessarily pull back, but I'm not gonna actively put my hand in her mouth. Just don't
Just
chew
us
on
and Red in this wagon, by the way. Oh wait, no, it's not. There's a guild.
everyone.
Yeah.
God, what do y'all think of us? What a group! What a team!
I swear she's not a child, despite her sucking on her.
Actually, while I'm paying attention to Gathor, how about we give her a check? Because she was not in good health earlier.
All right.
Oh, I mean, if you want medical, I'll give it to you. But if there's anything else you would rather have, I will do that in a heartbeat.
Uh, do you? How do you say that? Do you say it just like that?
No, I'm just gonna give her a look. I just wondering what I should roll while I'm taking her
Uh,
hand out of her mouth.
let me see. Memento pour four.
It's like anything else would be better. I mean, not anything, but definitely
Like to roll into it instead.
no. No, I wouldn't.
You could roll an inspection.
Yes. Yes. I will roll an inspection. Let's give her a look. Is that a... It is a 5. Let's go. That's something. Yeah, I'll take that.
Man, that one is just looming.
Hey, you don't gotta tell me.
It's hard to tell in the light, but you can see that she looks very tired. Her eyes are very red, and she looks pretty pale.
Damn it, we're not sitting next to each other, so I can't offer my shoulder. But if she's well, I know she's sitting next to Magellan. Is Starsha on the other side? How is this all working out?
So we probably got. Let me see if I can arrange everybody.
Yeah.
We got Homie, and then probably this, and probably
yeah,
like on the
that's
opposite
alright.
side.
Leave it.
Probably on the opposite side like this. Or maybe, no wait, hold on.
Because Homie,
Like this.
Pinch, Gathor,
There we go.
and Marliana. Red between, yeah, he's between these two.
And do you like my fancy R? That is definitely an R and not an L.
I was like, well, I didn't know
Not a
what
good
that
R.
was, I'm gonna be honest.
Not gonna lie, my mouse sensitivity is a little too high to write.
Yeah. So would it start on the side where Marliana and Homie are?
Let's try again.
Like that type thing?
R. Ah! Fuck it. Good enough.
So like that.
Okay. Well,
Okay. That makes sense.
Magellan, switch me seats.
Magellan.
We'll try one more time with this cursed. Maybe I could just turn my sensitivity down, but like,
No, he might not
I'm
be.
trying to master it.
Well,
Oh,
I
there-
forgot I was on push to talk. Go ahead.
You're saying go ahead as in you'll switch, or
Yes,
go ahead and
I
speak?
did it.
Wait, what happened?
Marliana asked to switch seats with you.
Oh, why?
Starsha will kind of say to Magellan, just switch seats with her.
Well, I wanna.
There's nothing over there that's really that bad. That you would. Besides, you really want to be sitting by Gathor.
What's wrong with Gathor, huh?
Yeah, what's wrong with Gathor? He looks over to Gathor. He's like, he can take the seat.
Did you just say?
Don't worry about it. You're all right.
It's switching seats. You're all right. I'm just gonna sit over here from now on.
Gathor is gonna hiss at you as you switch seats, Magellan.
Oh, you were going to hiss at me anyway.
She says, I will bite you right now. And then Ragahdi just comments like, whoa there. What? Why am I listening to this? Why am I being forced to watch this?
Oh, please, Ragahdi. It could be worse.
He'll be
You
dead.
want a blindfold?
No. Death would be too much of a nicety.
Oh, you mean like Steven's situation?
Mm-hmm.
I
My
don't-
boy Steven. You.
Thor just comments, he smelled delicious.
Well, the worst ones turn to
You want another burger?
Gathor just looks at you like she just had an epiphany, Starsha, and she's like, wait, are you saying there's a correlation between the taste of the person and how bad they are? Is that true?
How do I taste?
Sure. Maybe?
I feel like that's something we could experiment with.
I don't know if we should experiment with it. That's the point.
Does this
But,
test
hold on.
uphold in court?
I don't
Hold
think
on,
we
but
should
trans-
test this, actually.
Hold on a minute. By transitive property, that means I'm the goodest of the bunch.
I guess that would mean that. But she didn't taste you, she just sniffed you. That's not an invitation
Sometimes
to
love
fuck.
is from the taste.
She looks so bad.
Gathor is going to look at you with the most disgusted face ever, Magellan. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh no.
Magellan's evil.
No, that he's disgusting, which means he can't be evil.
Yeah.
I'm the best.
No, Magellan's got some solid logic there.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Wait, so
This is the face that she
So-
makes.
taste good, you're bad.
She says, I take it back. It's not true. It can't be true.
So, it's not that bad.
Sure.
Why do you not like him so much, Gathor? I am curious.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
Just look at him.
He looks like a... Well, right now he looks like a devil king.
What do you mean right now?
We'll talk
I'm
about
right
it.
here.
Now's
Oh.
not the time.
Well, Magellan, are you gonna switch me seats or not?
I think he said he was.
I
Oh.
said I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
The conversation was happening mid-swapping seats, I thought, so...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're playing musical chairs right now.
Yeah, here, I'll move Magellan. I'll move him over here. There you go.
Let's see.
Thor, you look like you need some rest. How about you take a nap?
She looks at you. And she says, but there's no bed.
I'll just put her head in lap. That sounds like a good thing.
She wraps her arms around one around your back and the other over the front of your lap, and then begins to snuggle in for the night.
Immediate blush, but you know, we'll take that.
Good job, you're stuck there.
I whispered that was the plan.
Sasha wants to ask if there's any guild people in here. How have things been back at the town recently, since we've been gone? Any new developments or
Probably
anything?
the guild member driving the cart is going to say, there's been some weird stuff going on lately in town. I'm not really sure how to describe it other than the beginning of chaos, so to speak.
Ooh.
In what ways?
there's a lot of people fighting. It seems that more incidents have been happening lately with just random scuffles.
Random scuffles, you say. By, if you can, say, which main groups in the town? If you just had the wager.
Un momento, por favor, as I look at something. Beep boop 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 beep boop boop beep boop.
I am listening for some names, I will admit. They're the names I sent you earlier.
Yes, yes.
I think I sent you them, right? Yeah, I think I did.
Yes. The guild member will reply, well, I'm sure you know that most of the beastkin in the area have been dealing with a lot of things, but it seems to be increasing a lot more. The humans and elves in the area are getting a little bit more antsy with the beastkin and the lizardkin, unfortunately. I would best be weary.
Right. We'll take heed of that. What about the Altel district? Anything musings in town about anything? Or the main part of town, I should say?
Not that I've heard.
That's good to hear. And from what I recall, what was that? Is that just me?
Question mark.
I heard like the loud sound of something like either breathing or something rumbling.
Oh, that wasn't just you.
Okay.
Breathing, probably.
Okay. I didn't know what it was, so I was like, what was this? Anyway, as I was, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. It wasn't important. I guess just that's enough for now, and she'll wait to talk more specifics with Fari and such when we get to the guild hall, and then when we get back to the Fluffy Bar. Oh, I don't remember if I did this last session or not. Did I tell Brian that I wanted him to try to contact Guyfrey? Or did I say we were gonna go to Guyfrey's?
I think you said you were gonna go, but I
Okay,
don't
cool.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what
I just didn't remember what I said, so that's fine. After we get Fari, we'll head over to Guyfrey's.
Yep. I am going to take a bathroom break.
Yep.
And then we will resume.
Coolio. We can resume back in the town. I will.
Okay. Let us continue. Alright, so you're gonna get off once you get to the town.
Right.
I will say, it is quite late. If you want, you can try going somewhere, but just keep in mind that you probably won't be able to, like, do any investigations or do anything other than just, like, talk for about, like, 1 hour to whomever you want to talk to.
The plan is to grab Guyfrey, if possible, or talk to him, honestly, whatever, we just need to talk to him about a certain thing. But take Fari with us, and we're leaving to the Fluffy Bar to have our actual conversation. I think we might be staying the night there.
Okay.
Because I told Graping already that we need to meet at the Fluffy Bar tonight, so. Do we want, so does somebody, alright, here's what we should do. We should split up for a second. Somebody, I think this, Homie, Magellan, you guys go get Fari, turn the quest in, explain, generally speaking, everything that's happened. Have her come with you to the Fluffy Bar. We'll meet you at the Fluffy Bar. Marliana and Gathor, you come with me. We're gonna go to Gaia Free's place with Brian. Do we want? Yeah.
What about the pirate? I told her to meet her out of town around this time. Should I check on that?
If you want to, you can. I didn't know if you wanted to come with us to Gaia Free's.
I mean,
told Graping
yeah.
where they can expect the pirate, right? I guess I could call Graping and see if they have them.
Yeah, let's check on that situation before we split up.
So before we split up, dial in Graping's number. I'll try to rush us, that way we can get to the Fluffy Bar tonight.
Grayfang will answer and say hello.
Hello. It's Starsha. I'm just calling. We're going to be splitting up for a moment, but we'll be headed to the Fluffy Bar within the hour, so you should see us within that time. But more importantly, right now, that right, we're in the town. That thing I had you look into, the person. Were you able to find them?
We've tracked a general location. We haven't been able to find them quite yet, but we know about which area they should be in.
Would you recommend one of us go out there to try to find them to help you, or would you just recommend we stay on task and head over to the Fluffy Bar and let you take care of it?
I think you can trust me to take care of it.
I'll look back at Marliana. What do you say?
Make sure they're not hurt. I'd feel bad.
Sorry, she won't add anything to that. She just, you know.
Okay, understood.
We'll be there within the next hour. Within the hour.
Very well.
Very well. Alright. So Magellan and Homie can go that way now with the other guild people. Brian, I need to ask you about something. I want to be not in the open while we're talking about this.
Okay.
So I'll kind of pull to the side as Magellan, and we wave off to Magellan and the others as they head to the guild hall. I'm gonna have like Gathor and Marliana follow me over to just the side for a second. Brian, I have a question.
Yes.
I'll tell Marliana to keep an eye out just in case someone, a guard specifically, comes there. Do you know of the name Shaturk in person?
In passing, yes. I remember seeing their names as part of a report about the ship incident.
Yes. Are they under your jurisdiction in the town, or are they from another regiment?
They're under the jurisdiction of the Lapsus Consortium.
Well, yes, I know. I mean, are they under your jurisdiction, though? You're part of the
heavens,
Lapsus
no.
Consortium. I mean, like, are they part of your regiment specifically?
No.
So they're from out of town or out of region, I guess. Province.
Yes.
Okay. Are they
That is
Scythian?
correct. No, they are not.
That complicates things. I need you to dig up anything you can on the reports about them and meet us at the Fluffy Bar. Or if you can, before then, meet us at Gaia Free's place. We're heading there in a moment.
Is there anything specific I should look out for?
Yes, I need you to look for maybe a keyword of any reports from anyone, Turk and person included, but a name, I guess a title, we'll call it. She kind of rolls her eyes. Big Black Betty. Or Invisible Creature.
He kind of narrows his eyes at you at first, and then he just starts laughing. But he's trying to hold it in, so it's kind of like Snickers. He's just
She
like,
has like the hands on her nose bridge. I know the name sounds stupid, but listen, hear me out. It could be a matter of life or death for everyone in this town. I mean it.
wait, hold on. Through his laughter, he'll take out his notebook and flip through some pages,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll read a section from his notes, not out loud, but like
Yeah.
to himself, and he'll say, I actually took some notes on that situation that day,
I know
ironically
you
enough.
did. You were there.
Yes. I think I remember talking to you both, actually. Uh, so,
I
I
believe
can try.
it's important. I know it sounds stupid, but I mean it. Those two names, they might not be used necessarily together, but some type of invisible creature and that name specifically. Just any reports that were given to the guards, or the Faith of the Wheel, I think was the people we helped at the time, so Faith of the Wheel reports as well.
Yep.
Maybe it would probably be best to look for the I don't know the name of the term, but like people that were working on the ship at the time, like the people we rescued.
Yep.
Alright, we'll meet you at Godfrey's place if you don't find anything that quickly, or if we don't meet you there, we'll meet you at the Fluffy Bar. We'll contact you when we're heading there, so you'll know.
Very well. He like yawns. Oh, 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 man, I haven't had to work this late in a while. So I'll see you there. I'll try to stay awake. Oh, where's my coffee? He's gonna wave to you and go look for some coffee.
Alright, guys, we have a little thing to go do. She kind of looks over at Gathor. Alright, let's make this quick. She's gonna start walking her way up, and she'll say, "Follow me. We're going to head to Godfrey's."
All right. You head over to the what is it called? The Grand View and no, not this.
That was
Grove's
Grove's
Graves.
That's it. Found it. Grove's Graves.
All right. You head over to Grove's Graves. It appears that the Grove's Graves is like the building itself is open. Probably for prayer purposes. As this is a faith site for
Right.
the World Soul Faith, so they
Yep.
do have the
Remember
building
that.
open continuously for prayer.
I will go to the door. I will tell the other two to follow me, and I will, if I have to knock, I will knock.
You're able to walk in without knocking.
Okay.
The main area does have seating or kneeling cushions. There doesn't seem to be anybody in sight right now. Nobody's praying or anything, and it also appears that there's no priest like on duty right now. But it could just be that they're like sleeping,
Right.
like not sleeping, but
Yeah, not here right now.
taking a break.
Yeah. She's gonna say, Godfrey. Is it Godfrey Gawel? What is his last name? I think he told me.
Cromwell.
Cromwell, not Gawel. Godfrey, are you here? Godfrey Cromwell. Cromwell.
Uh, from behind a door over to the right, you see a figure emerge, and you see Guyfrey come out and give a small yawn, and he looks at you and he says, "Hello there. Welcome to the Grove's Grace. Are you here for prayer?"
No. Well, something specific. Does he look like he kind of just woke up a little bit?
It looks like he's a little bit tired, but it doesn't look like he just woke up. Maybe
Okay.
he was getting ready for bed.
So he's like, "Do you remember me?" She'll kind of walk over a little bit.
He'll look at you for a moment and say, "Ah, yes, I do. I remember you. You're, Amelia?
Aisha.
Or Aisha, yes."
Yes, I bought the, you helped me figure out the best types of shrooms to, I believe they were red shrooms to turn into gunpowder mix.
Yes.
Yes,
I hope you found them useful.
It was indeed. In fact, I might need some more soon, but that can wait another day. I'm here for an emergency.
Tell me.
My friend here, she'll kind of look back to Marliana and Gathor. She has a condition of sorts. I'm not exactly sure how it is or works, but I can explain a little bit more, but...
Let me see. Guyfrey is going to roll something.
Alright.
What is your... I imagine his knowledge faith is pretty high. He rolled an 18 anyway. He's going to look at her and say, "Oh my child. Oh goodness. I see. I'm thankful that you brought her here. This is indeed something I don't think I've ever seen something quite like this. I mean, certainly there are cases like it, but something is off." He looks her up and down, and yes. Ugh. Give me a moment. Would you? He looks to Gathor and he says, "Would you come with me for a slight moment? I would like to examine you a bit more thoroughly." And Gathor is just going to nod, and he's going to instruct her to sit on one of the or kneel on one of the kneeling cushions, and he will kneel in front of her and hold his hands out and do what you assume is a soul sensing to kind of ascertain what's going on.
How was Marliana, I guess, during this? Because I assume she kind of helped guide her in. Gathor was a bit eepy.
I'll let the man do his work, but I would much rather be by your side than watching from a distance.
Star's just kind of just sitting with her arms crossed, kind of just probably on the wall or nearby, just kind of looking, with kind of just pondering, basically waiting if there's anything she can do to help. But for now, she's just gonna sit back.
Yeah, I'll stand as close as I can without getting in the way.
Guyfrey is going to finish his examination, and when he does, he puts his hands back on his knees, and he says, "Well, this is rather complicated. Oh, where do I begin?"
Do you know what this is?
Yes, but it's a bit, like I said, more complex than normal. For two reasons. One of which is that the soul that's plaguing her is, well, Miss, how much do you know about your condition? He's going to ask Athor, and she will explain the backstory of what happened,
Right.
which involves like the accident that she had during one of her races, and how afterwards, you know, the past or the future, whatever timeline of herself was angry, just got attached to her, and he nods and he says, "Yes, this." I'm not quite sure how that happened or how you got connected to this part of yourself. But normally when we consider angry souls following others or attached to objects, it is from this period of time, and it usually does not involve two of the same individual, you know. So,
So you're saying like
and also
vengeful
usually, yes, these souls usually are attached to objects or, you know, just wander aimlessly. But Miss Gathor here is not an object. She's
Nice.
an individual, a creature. Normally, souls cannot attach to creatures like that. But it is possible to have two souls occupy one creature's body. Of course, that takes a toll eventually. Um,
So I've heard.
yes. uh, Not only that, but we have the complication of I'm not sure how to deal with temporal uh complications like this. If it was just a normal vengeful soul, perhaps I could do something, but because this is specifically related to a vengeful soul from another timeline, I don't know how much I'll be able to do or if it would be safe.
I was told to seek out the help of a celestial, someone with celestial blood.
I can try something, but again, I'm not sure what the effect will actually be because I've never done anything like this before.
What do you think it will do? Or I guess, what do you intend for it to do?
Normally, there are two methods to sort of appease a soul like this. One, you can either uh how do I explain? Get rid of the worries, so to speak.
Get rid of the worries.
Um,
So, like, I guess accomplish whatever. So, satiate them, I guess. Is I guess what you're
yes. Yes. Reason with them, sate them, whatever it takes normally to make them be willing to pass on to the other side.
Alright. What about the second option?
You can forcefully banish this spirit, but that takes time and a lot of energy. And also, it involves methods that are usually tied to expelling spirits from objects, not from others. Considering that there are also ways to expel spirits from two spirits from one body, I could try that instead.
What's the
But
risk, I guess?
yes,
What's the risk of
I'm actually not quite familiar with that process. I just know it exists.
this? Thor seems to be the main thing she's suffering from at the moment. Seems to be the voices that she's hearing from it. As much as I would rather
Yes.
just expel the damn thing, I don't know if that. It doesn't seem like one that we can do that at the moment, and two, it would be safe. Which leads us to the first option, which is trying to satiate it somehow, or at least die the screams and whatever down voice. How do we satiate it? Well, at least subside some of its more aggressive tendencies.
Well, that depends on the spirit. You would have to speak with it to understand what it wants.
Can you draw it out?
He thinks for a moment.
Thor, do you think you could draw it out?
And the next question.
You say that, and she looks at you with very much fear in her eyes.
Right? Yeah, like the next question Sasha's gonna ask is, what is the repercussions if we do draw it out and we can't satiate it as well?
Well, it can attempt to take over her body for a period of time. If she battles with it and she loses, the other soul will take the role of assuming control of the body.
Right.
Of course, both souls would still be inside of the vessel, but your friend here would have to regain control.
Is there any way we could offer help in that situation?
I'm afraid I don't know of any that I'm privy to. There are none that I'm privy to, I should say. I'm sorry.
And if that's it, then it's not a problem to do something with this magic. She kind of murmurs that verse to herself for a second. Never mind. We have to do something. Tomorrow, this situation's going to get worse. Githor, what do you want to do?
She thinks for a moment and she says, honestly, I don't know what she would want. I don't think there's anything in particular she does want. She's just angry.
What exactly is she angry about? What is she saying?
She shakes her head and just says, all she says is horrible things about you all.
Maybe understanding her feelings and why she feels that way could be a lead for us.
It's possible. She never told me everything that happened. Well, she gave me tidbits.
Right,
But
the letters.
a lot of her story is disconnected and also probably a bit biased.
Well, biased or not, I feel like we have to know to understand the situation.
Knowledge is power in this situation, yes. If we're going to confront this, I think we all need to be here for it too. I'm gonna contact the others. If we're... I should look over to Githor. If we draw this thing out, you think you can find it back? If it does.
She hugs herself a little bit. She will say, I think she has a lot more experience than I do.
Then you might need something to help with that. She'll walk over to Yugathor, she'll go into her bag, and she'll take out one of the vials. I know
She
I
looks
said that
at it.
we weren't going to do this, but if the risk here is this high, I think we need some insurance that you can come back. I don't know what this would do, but it seems like it leaves you with more control. But it's up to you. I'm going to force this on.
Godfrey looks at what you're holding, and then listens to what you said and says, And he's going to roll something to see if he can diagnose why that is. Ah, yes, he rolls another 18. He looks at the vial, and he listens, and he says, You say that it gives her more control.
Yes,
Miss.
for some reason.
I might know why.
She's waiting for an explanation. Sorry.
Yeah, he's trying to think of the best way to say it. This is what I think it is. Correct?
Yeah.
He's pointing at the vial.
Yeah, she was thinking about what she wanted to say, but I think sincerity here is probably the best approach. So she's gonna say yes. She'll nod. Yes, it is. It's BOS. I can explain how we have it, but this takes precedence first.
It's all right. I think the reason that the other soul provides you with more control, or perhaps even doesn't bother you, is because if you ingest something as toxic as this, it doesn't want to deal with it. It goes more dormant and back into the corners of wherever it usually sits, and lies in wait for when the body is healthier. I believe this soul is perhaps a bit more, how you say, affected by this condition that this substance causes. Perhaps that's why it... Yes.
Sorry, she's kind of wondering, what is it that causes it on the substance?
Well, this is... He points to the vial and he says, this is very toxic and causes a lot of bad things to happen to the body.
It affects more than just the body, though, I think.
Yes. It also affects the mind. And as one loses inhibitions when one drinks, one also loses a bit of one's sanity when affected by BOS. Perhaps that instability, along with the condition of the body itself, causes the other soul to shrink back.
Do you think it would be safer for her to regain control if we drew it out while this was in her system?
That's hard to say. It depends on whether or not the soul that takes over the body I'm sorry to say it like that. He looks at Gathor when he says that.
Yeah.
Um, but he says it honestly depends on how they feel about their own constitution and whether or not they desire to deal with the repercussions.
It's your decision, Gathor. I won't take that from you. All of this is, you've heard the risk, you've heard what we can do. Maybe if we, Merliana's right, if we can hear what this other you wants, or even try and figure it out, at least we might be able to halt some of the disjointedness. But there are risks.
She nods. Yep. Is there something you wanted to say, Marliana? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. She'll say, not today. Tomorrow.
She'll leave the BOS file in her hands. Agathor's hands.
Alright.
And
She'll put it in her bag.
She'll nod. Gayatri, please keep this a secret for the time being.
Of course. I understand the seriousness of the situation. I can see the pain you're in. Just let me know if you need anything. I'll be willing to be there if you need support.
We'll be at the Fluffy Bar for a bit as well. So, do you have a transceiver device or something I can use to communicate with you? Sending Sony.
Yes. We have a transceiver device for the Graves Grove as a normal means of creatures communicating with us. You can call, and I can give you the number for the Grove's Grave.
Yes, we'll do that. I think for the safety of everyone here, it would probably be best to do it near the Fluffy Bar, around that area.
Understood. I'd be more than willing to accompany you there whenever you request me.
Sure not. Alright, let's check in with the others. We still have a long night ahead of us, but we can get some R&R. Oh. I actually do want to ask Gayatri something. Gayatri, I have a question. Maybe a few, but more of a pointed one. You're able to sense, it seems like you're pretty spiritually sensitive. Have you noticed any odd energy sources in the town? Things that just didn't seem like the norm.
Ifri will say, actually, yes, there is something quite concerning. And if you're willing to look into it, I'd be willing to tell you all about it. I have been witnessing something, just as you say. Something not quite right. And I was hoping to contact the guild about it, or perhaps the guards, but just...
We'll hear you out, especially since you're helping us.
Thank you. Would you like me to tell you now, or would you like me to tell you later?
It's probably something we should know now before we head to the fluffy pot. She kind of looks over at the other two. Like,
Very
what
well.
do you think, basically?
Morliana's attention is mostly on Gathor,
Makes
but she
sense.
wouldn't,
Say anything in protest? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, she'll just wait for Grey Fang. Sorry. Gaia Free. Too many G names. Gaia Free to,
Yep.
to say stuff.
Gaiafree is going to say, something that I've been observing, and, well, actually, I should start with this. Some of the locals in town have been saying, or speculating, that there's some kind of hex on the totem in the middle of the town. And that,
I believe we've heard that before, too.
yes, I believe that normally it would have been removed under such circumstances, but there seems to have been some pushback. Probably because of the long-standing tradition of it.
I've heard some
But
hit or miss things about that curse as well. Some people saying it's a more recent phenomenon, too.
yes, it is, there are some increasing phenomena, some that I've observed myself. There's a lot more tension in the air lately, and a lot more fighting. Even more than normal, which is sad to say that there was a normal for fighting.
She just nods.
I had heard that the Lapsus Consortium did a thorough sweep. Well, as thorough as possible without touching the totem. But they didn't find anything suspicious in the area. So I went to go investigate it myself as a curiosity. Something is certainly wrong with the totem.
Wrong.
There's an energy that's not supposed to be there. I can sense it. But I don't have the jurisdiction to touch it. Perhaps if you got special permission from the consortium, you could investigate the totem and figure out what's wrong.
Kind of thinks. A strange disruption in the sound. A while back, I believe I have in my notes that she heard an offbeat pattern in the tune. It was faint, but there was something off. She noticed, like someone trying to like in a symphony, someone kind of like chiming or clanging something every now and again. But she wasn't able at the time to trace where it was. She was just kind of like faintly in the tune, and she didn't see anything on the totem initially. She'll not. I think we can do that. We have some connections, we'll say. They should be able to get us at least the opportunity to check the totem. I think you might be right. Something does sound off about the totems too.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I picked up on it a few days ago, but I didn't know what it was.
Yes. I hope that you're able to find whatever it is, and that things return to better than normal as soon as possible.
I agree.
I would
so as well.
Yes, I would rather see no fighting at all than any.
Should just not. Alright, we'll talk with who we can about it and see what we can do. If we can, we'll try to investigate it tomorrow.
I'm just
I'll go to the bathroom real quick.
Yep.
And I guess as it's happening, she'll, with the other two, she'll take their leave and she'll call up What's she calling first? Magellan and Homie. What is happening? He's calling y'all.
Oh. Well, I feel like that while you guys are doing that, they already like turn this stuff in for the like
Mm-hmm.
you know the mission and all that stuff. I like to imagine
Hmm.
that Magellan is still talking about the mission in funny detail, and he's just like, and then I had this little 6 shooter here, and he's actually waving it around. Is
It's
very
waving the revolver around and then kill her.
and like you just hear like screams here and there, like oh it's not loaded, it's not loaded. I think it's not loaded. Okay,
Lower.
but yeah, we kicked ass, we took names, and yeah, we did that. We did that all by our lonesome. Hello, who's calling me?
It starts just like, Magellan, is that you?
Yes,
How are things going there? You're
things are
Fari.
going a-okay. I think yeah, a-okay. Nothing bad happened yet.
Homie hasn't done anything weird, has he?
I don't know. He hasn't shit anywhere. So I take that as a plus.
He's not smearing blood on the walls
That's what
either
I come back
this
to.
time.
Homie has shit anywhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I haven't been looking at him this whole time, but I can assure you, if there is blood on the walls, I would hear it.
Alright, that's good. Do you have Fari? Are you all ready to go?
Wait, repeat that question.
Do you have Fari? Are you ready to go?
Oh yeah, we got him. We got him good. We're ready to go.
Alright, we'll see you at the Fluffy Bar then. Unless there's something else you want to update me with.
No. You want to hear my cool story again?
No.
Good, because that one's a doozy. We'll see you there.
Right, we'll see you there.
And then I started shooting.
Then I started blasting. I guess since they seem to be fine, homie's not smearing blood on the walls or shitting, that's good to hear. She will call, who's the next person? Brian. She call Brian.
Alright. Brian will pick up with a hello?
How are things going on your end?
You asked Brian to look up things on Jaturk and Percy.
That was the first thing, and the second thing she asked was about Big Black Betty and the invisible creature, the invisible thing. If anybody was having reports of these, if even not just from that event, but from that event onward, anyone having reports of those, either of those names. Something about a black creature, something about an invisible creature.
Alright. So, Brian will say, well, in the case of Jaturk and Percy, Jaturk is a rather, I would say, dignified soul diver, or at least well recognized. They're quite highly regarded in the consortium.
Good to hear that not everywhere in the consortium do we have beastkin problems. I'm joking.
Yes.
Continue.
Brian just says yes. I understand. Their partner, Percy, also seems to be quite highly regarded. They are stated to be quite the pair.
Maybe we'll see them again after all of this.
Yes. I can attempt to get in contact with them. I know which branch they do work under. At least now. So I could do that. But as far as the information on the invisible creature, I wasn't able to find anything other than my own notes. So if there is any information that the consortium has, it is probably under good lock and key.
Right. Jesus. It kind of grumbles. Right, that's fine. It would be good if you can get in contact with them somewhat. They should recognize us, our names. We'll meet you, if there's nothing else then I guess we'll meet you at the Fluffy Ball.
Brian, before you hang up, Brian says, which names? In a bit of a snarky tone.
Our real names.
Are you sure?
Ryan, call them. Just hang up.
Angrily shuts the phone.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I don't think there's anybody else. So look over at Marliana and Gathor. I think we're good. Unless there's someone else she's forgetting. I don't know if she is.
Well, let me check really fast. Nope.
Alright, then, yep. We'll meet everybody at the Fluffy Bar.
Alright. And with that, it is 8 p.m.
Exactly.
And
There is.
Alright, stop
that
recording.
marks the end of the session.